Hey everybody, how you doing? MDW back again for another action figure review. And today I've got the latest DX16 Darth Maul version from Hot Toys, the special edition version that I ordered all the way from Hong Kong, so it's just turned up in the last couple of days. I'm going to do a bit more of an in-depth review for this figure because Darth Maul is my most favourite Star Wars character, and I'm going to be, just spoiling out, I'm going to be a bit more critical than I am perhaps with some of the other figures because I've got the Sideshow collectibles one already that I want to compare against and have a little look at this figure. Do you know what I mean? In the promotional shots I saw of this figure, the facial sculpt and stuff like that, I was a bit kind of about it. But we'll go into the details of that and have a little look at it. I just want to give you a quick rundown, guys, as well. So if you guys are new to these videos or you don't really know much about Hot Toys and stuff like that, the DX line of figures, I believe, I did a bit more research on them because, you know, it's something I was interested in when I first saw them as well. The DX is like the deluxe version that Hot Toys do, so it's like a special deluxe version of a figure. And then, as far as I can tell, the number afterwards is the number of the figure that it is. So, like DX1 will be the first deluxe figure they do. So this is DX16. This is the 16th deluxe figure that Hot Toys have done. I believe that's accurate. If you guys know differently, tell me in the comments below. But so Darth Maul is their 16th. I know they've done stuff like the Joker and Batman and all this kind of stuff as well in it. And I just did a bit more research on the internet before I bought it. What actually is a DX figure? What did you get generally in the box with it? I know obviously Sideshow Collectibles website tell you. But I just wanted a couple more people's opinions, and generally it's premium packaging, a die-cast cardboard cutout, foam, loads of accessories, different costume options, moving eye system, which I was a bit kind of really, but we'll go into that again because that's a really nice feature for this figure. A couple of head sculpts as well. The general consensus on the internet though is that it's literally paying for a figure that you've literally bought a couple of months ago. It's just basically like a new version, an updated version. Yeah, there you go. Specialised and sometimes a more accurate, more expensive version of the figure you've already bought a year ago. So obviously the internet is quite a bit of bitterness around it, as you would expect from the internet. Let's just run down on the Sideshow website here as well. So it is the expertly crafted based on Darth Maul appearance. He's got two interchangeable head sculpts, incredible likeness, tailored outfit, robe, double-bladed lightsaber, Sith probe droid, interchangeable hands. Loads of posing options. It comes with a specially designed figure base as well, and the special edition version, which I have here as well, in selected markets will include a Darth Maul hologram as a bonus item exclusively for collectors. So I picked up that one as well, so we'll have a look at that. And yeah, then it just runs down what's in the box. So if you guys want any more details about you just don't want to watch the whole review here, perhaps you just want to have a quick kind of like black and white look at it on paper, you just go onto the Sideshow website there and it's got all like the height and all the accessories and what all the bits and pieces are you get in the box. Right, so without further ado guys, let's get into the review. Guys, welcome back, thanks for joining me. So when this guy rocked up in the post, I was like, ooh, this is a bit of a bigger box. Again, I think I bought this figure not really realising it was a DX exclusive. I didn't really read up or look at it, again like I said at the start of the video. So when this box rocked up, it was literally like hard. I was like, what the hell's going on with this? So it comes with the same slip figure case, it's got a picture of Darth Maul on the front, Star Wars logo, Hot Toys Special Edition in the top corner, and all the usual blurb on the back. It has got the sleeve. Outer sleeve, it just comes off. Just slide that off. There we go. And then underneath, literally, the box is almost like a presentation piece. Literally, it's a hard, kind of hard box. Really nice, well presented, very sturdy. And then it's got, it's like magnetised as well. So you've got this side bit here that opens up. You can get that to do that. There we go. So there's two magnets here. Opens up. Wow. By this point, I was like, my God. So it's got literally inside a picture of the symbol there, Darth Maul, and it's got literally a little blurb, a deadly and agile Sith Lord trained by Darth Sidious, blah blah blah. Then you've got this kind of top piece here which protects the figure, which is another piece of kind of card with foam underneath it, and it's got this little kind of mini plaque in it as well. It's got Darth Maul, picture of Darth Maul's face, and then the Darth Maul name just down the side of it. So that's interesting. I know that's a collector's piece that goes on the base or anything, but I haven't taken that out. I'm quite surprised with that. And then inside the box, guys can show you. So pick it up. It's got this like really strange kind of cover over the top of the figure. So he literally just comes here, and then he's just got this kind of the Sith tattoo kind of you know, background to it. So it's literally, I say, all like the tattoos that Darth Maul's got. It's just kind of like a little kind of wallpaper with his Sith tattoos. And it's got a couple of little notes here, so interchangeable head sculpts. The Darth Maul second head sculpt is displayed there, and then obviously the figure is there. So you guys can have a little look, it's kind of cut out just like that. Taking the figure out of the box. There's the exclusive item there, his extra head sculpt. Then you take out the foam layer on the top, and then underneath it's more standard Hot Toy stuff there. So you've got the box with his cape, which I've taken his cape out already. You've got all of his accessories in a separate blister. You've got the batteries for his lightsaber. You've got his display stand, the Sith Pro droid, and his base. But we are going to go into all that and have a closer look at it next. So let's get on with it. So guys, here he is outside of his box. Let's have a closer look at Darth Maul. So first of all, the figure stands about 11.5 inches tall. Which is cool. It kind of makes him a little bit shorter than some of the other characters, but then obviously Ray Park was shorter in the film, and Darth Maul generally is a shorter character. So, first things first, initial thoughts of the figure. Really impressive. Really impressive. So the main difference between this and the Sideshow one, which we'll go into detail of in a bit when I do a comparison of them, is literally the detail of the figure. So this is what we all got him for. This is the reason why. I mean, look at that, you can see that straight away, that head sculpt. The tattooing is superb, the colour, everything is picked out really nicely. It's just a great looking version of Darth Maul. It's not without his faults, I don't think anyway, but again I'll go into that. So let's just do a quick rundown of the figure. So he's pretty much standard like most other Hot Toys figures. So he's got, because he's got his black tunic on, he kind of moves really nicely. You can get him in some really excellent poses. I know it's obviously adult collecting and you're not really supposed to be posing them that much because, you know, they're not supposed to do that, but you can get some really great poses out of this guy. So the head is magnetised. So you can just take his head off, there we go, so put the additional head sculpt on, but that just sits on there nicely. It's a really strong magnet, a lot more stronger than the Spider-Man Iron Spider one from Avengers Infinity War. So literally that will allow you to move the head and position him anywhere you want, looking up, down, which is cool, which goes really nicely with the eye feature, which I will show you. So there we go, there's that. His arms move all the way up because of his tunic, so you can get him pretty high there. And then the arms obviously go back a little bit, so again, and forward, and he's got this really cool kind of little crunch you can do on his shoulders, so you can literally kind of, he's got like the ball joint there obviously at the arms, but you can actually use that quite a lot on this figure because of the tunic and everything, so you can literally put his kind of hold his shoulders back a little bit or hunch him forward, so that's really nice. You guys can see that there. Then obviously as well he's got the standard joints there at his elbow, and then obviously that twist as well. And then his hands spin 360 degrees obviously, and you can take his hands off, which I'll show you. There's not really much of a torso crunch because of his belt here. It doesn't really twist that much, just a little bit, and there's a little bit of a crunch, but it's really minimal. Then his legs, again, because of the cloth trousers he's wearing, and obviously his tunic here, you guys can see the bits of wire in his tunic, again allows for a lot of posing. So his trousers are a little bit more baggy than some of the other figures we've seen, so you're probably going to get him to do kind of that far really, with his legs wide apart there. Again, it's all stitched up here, really nice stitching, so you don't want to break the seams or anything like that. Then he's got a little bit of a swivel again at his quads, you guys can see that there, move a little bit. And you've got the joint obviously at his knee, so I believe these are probably double jointed, I imagine. So one there, one at the top, yeah, so you've got that there. Again, so you can bend those, and then obviously swivel them a little bit with the quad joint, and then his feet swivel. So again, his boots are all kind of one piece. There isn't really, you can't move his toes up or down or swivel like the ankle or anything like that. So generally when you move his leg, his whole leg moves, you know, the quad piece up to the top here, and you can do it at the knee joint as well. But there we go guys, right, so there is a rundown of the articulation on Darth Maul. So again, pretty standard stuff, but it works really well with Darth Maul because of his outfit. I mean, I'm assuming perhaps that's why they chose this sort of outfit in the actual film as well, so that Ray Park could do all his stunts and everything, unhindered perhaps with armour and stuff on. Okay guys, so let's go in now and have a look at that head sculpt. So, on my Instagram feed, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will know that I've been pretty critical of this figure. Even so, go far as suggesting that the Sideshow collectibles figure is better, generally, in certain ways. The Sideshow collectibles figure, I feel the facial sculpt looks a lot more like Ray Park possibly than this one does. This one looks kind of more standard, like a Darth Maul. I think that the Sideshow collectibles one looks more kind of a bit like Ray Park, and he makes it look a lot younger as well. I think this kind of facial sculpt looks a little bit older, I don't know. The detail on the tattoos is really, really well done. There's no bleed of paint anywhere. It's really intricate, all of it, and it just looks superb. So whoever painted these, did an absolutely wonderful job with it. There's some nice bits as well again, so the black is pretty consistent all the way around the figure. So again, on my Sideshow one, the paint has started rubbing off around his nose and on his ears, so you can see literally like bits of red on his ear. This one doesn't have that at all. It's got the nice detail, it's got the piercing, ear piercing, again, which I'd never really noticed even in the film, and I think to this day I still don't notice it on the figure, on the actual character himself either. The eyes, again, I had a problem with the eyes. I thought that they were kind of a bit too deadpan, starey, that kind of dead look that some of the figures had, like Princess Leia and Hothgear had, and a couple of other figures have. So yeah, there's the eyes move, as I said, in the start of the video, so I'll show you that in a second there as well. But I just felt that the eyes were a bit starey, and they didn't look kind of menacing as they could have been from the Sideshow collectibles one again. So I'd say you guys are going to start being quite interested in what this Sideshow one looks like, because I've been building it up for being like the most amazing figure ever. I have to say now though, I've spent literally a couple of hours looking at this guy and all of his accessories and all the bits and pieces he comes with and the actual facial sculpts and stuff like that, and I can see I really am starting to love this figure now. I think if you've got both of the figures, and you've got used to looking at one for so long, I think when another one rocks up and it is quite a bit different, you think, oh no, kind of thing, and you are very critical of it. The head, the facial size as well, and the actual sculpt of the face as well, I didn't think was as narrow as Ray Park is, and I thought his face kind of looked a little bit chubby, like a little bit bulky, his face. And the same up with his upper torso as well. I thought that this kind of across from his shoulders here and his chest was a lot more kind of bigger built and bulkier than I think he actually was in the film, because Ray Park's quite a lean guy, and I just thought that this guy looked very bulky when I took him out. But again, I think it's possibly because obviously I've had the Sideshow collectibles figure, and the Sideshow collectibles one is a lot more slimline, very athletic looking. So yeah, I think that's kind of the main difference with it. But I mean, if you guys look at this now, you can agree with me. I think that this is an absolute superb version of the figure. The horns are really well done. Again, there's light shading from the bottom of the horn to the tip. The eyes again are piercing. You guys can see if I built that up. The orange and the yellows and the black pupil really is well done again. And it just literally looks right through your head with it when he's like staring straight at you. So there we go, guys. There's a look at the head sculpt there. I'm quickly going to now switch off and put on his other head sculpt as well, because I think this is a good opportunity to look at the second head sculpt, because that's quite a big selling point for me. Right, let's take this here, and then the second head sculpt is the shouting in anger head sculpt. So, just look at that, guys. How excellent is that head sculpt? Now, when I first saw that, I was really impressed with that. Really good. Like, literally, he does look proper hacked off there, which is good. I don't know, they've just basically changed it a little bit up, so obviously his the frown is really prominent there. Obviously his eyes have changed shape, his brows all really furrowed there with anger. Obviously the mouth open as well. He's got the yellow teeth, which are picked out really nicely in the tongue, and obviously around his nose it's all twisted up where he's actually shouting or screaming. So compared to the other facial sculpt there, that's really excellent. And it's the paint job is still awesome on it. It's such a good display piece, and again obviously because you can move it, and this one's eyes move as well, you really can get him into some great poses and stuff, especially when Qui-Gon Jinn comes out. And will we see a Phantom Menace Phantom Menace Obi-Wan Kenobi? I don't know, will we see that and just be able to recreate the Duel of Fates? Guys, let's have a look at material parts of Darth Maul now. So again, it's really movie accurate. He's got his wonderful kind of puffy sleeves that he has on his costume. He's got the tunic, I say, great stitching around his neck and down the top of his chest here. He's got the faux leather belt, plastic belt that goes round with his lightsaber attachment there, so you can hook his lightsaber over. His belt is removable, it's got a bit of Velcro on the bottom. His gloves are plastic, obviously, with the interchangeable hands, so they spin all the way around, and obviously the gauntlets are the same as well. He's got some wire in some of the tunic here, so you can literally move that around. You guys saw earlier when I was doing the articulation, so you can literally bend this how you want. Mine came with a little bit of the wire that had poked through, actually, one of the bits of his tunic. It's a really sharp little bit of wire, so keep an eye out for that, guys, because I had to literally push it back in again. But yeah, so you can display that, bend the wire, and obviously put his legs out, so you can literally do it so he's kind of like moving. He's in the middle of a fight and his plumes all blowing everywhere in the wind. So again, it's a little bit around the back, guys, as well. You can see that, the wire around there, and a bit underneath as well. So I've always loved that. The Sideshow Collectibles version of the figure had this as well, and that was really good. So you can really get some kind of dynamic movement poses with him. Then the boots again are the same, the plastic as the gauntlets there. They're kind of like a shadow grey colour. They're both not black, so that's cool. It just adds a little bit more to the figure, so it's not been complete black. The belt obviously is a little different off black as well, so that's cool. It's a nice touch. So the figure is not completely black. Lots of detail on his boots, again movie accurate there across the strap. He's got these little markings on it. So yeah, really nice done, really nicely done, really accurate. So let's have a look at the DX version of Darth Maul's eye moving feature. So I didn't believe this when I heard it. I was like, well, how can you move their eyes? It's ridiculous. But it is actually pretty simple. You get this crazy little tool here. There we go. And literally you go into the head sculpt, and you guys can see there that they're all on a kind of like a ball joint kind of thing that moves around, attached inside the figure. You can see how my light's going a bit. And you literally put this little kind of hooky bit there into the eye, kind of hole at the back, which fits in nicely, and then you literally just move. You guys can see that. I don't know if you can see that, the light really bad here, but yeah, you can literally just move the eye around into the desired position that you want. So yeah, you can have loads of fun with that. You can literally just put it in there. It's so simple to do as well. And then you can have him, obviously, so you put them both back. It's done there. Have him looking up. Or you can just bring it back down again. It's really cool if you want him to like look in a specific direction. Yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to. They're a bit stiff to start off with as well, so don't be worried about going in and just kind of like fiddling around with it, kind of moving it around quite a bit, because it just needs freeing up a little bit to start off with. Okay, so I don't usually do comparison videos really with the figures. I usually do screenshots at the end, but let's bring in now the Sideshow Collectibles version of Darth Maul. Now, obviously, straight away you can tell a massive difference between these figures, and this is why I was so torn when the figure first came out. As you guys can see, obviously the Sideshow Collectibles version is a little bit smaller. Now straight away you can see the bulkiness I was talking about here. So look at his shoulders here, across his chest, how bulky this figure is. Now look at the Sideshow Collectibles version, his waistband is almost nearly up just below his chest, which I don't know whether that's a little bit too high up, but you guys can see a lot more kind of thinner and more streamlined, this kind of the actual buck is of this figure. His shoulders look a little bit more better proportioned. He's got obviously these great puffy sleeves again that this one has, but you guys can see there's a lot more kind of shape to these. And it kind of goes down a bit, a little slimline, and it puffs out. This guy here has got a very kind of, you guys can see there, like the actual shape that the figure gives straight away with it. I just think this one looks just so much more bulkier, and I think Darth Maul is really slim, very lean kind of figure. You also guys can see the facial differences there, so you guys can pull those in. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell from this, so you can see that this Darth Maul, obviously the DX version of Darth Maul, the detail from the tattoos is obviously a lot better than the Sideshow one. They're a lot thicker, they're just more detailed. That's how he is generally. The red's a bit deeper as well. It's obviously a bright kind of more reddy orange colour on the Sideshow Collectibles one. There's not as much detail on the horns as well on the Sideshow one. But there is definitely more of a deadpan kind of look to the face of the DX version. Now don't get me wrong, it looks amazing still, that's absolutely incredible. But the Sideshow one, I just feel, has literally narrative about it. I just feel like that there is actually, this is kind of like just a head that looks like Darth Maul. This one here looks like Darth Maul, but he's got expression on the face. I just really do think that this has just nailed an expression and just looks like a young Ray Park. this one, you know, obviously does look like Ray Park as well, but I feel this one is more just kind of like Darth Maul, as if like in the comic books and all this kind of stuff, you know, like a representation of Darth Maul, where this one looks more like the actor that played Darth Maul. You guys see what I'm getting at here a little bit? Do you know what I mean? I've never seen such a different head sculpt, and I've never been so torn on two different sculpts for a figure, because I absolutely love this character, as you guys know, and I'm really super critical of it. And I just think, I mean, even doing this review and saying how great this figure is, and it is a great figure, just bringing this figure in now, it just instantly brings me back to doubting which one I prefer. You know, the figure and everything you get with this one is superb, but just the actual facial sculpt and the body proportions and just how I remember him being in the film, I just think Sideshow has it over the Hot Toys one. You guys can see there just the bulkiness of this figure compared to that one. You know, and I say, I don't know whether you guys have put down in the comments down below what your feelings are on this, because obviously again a lot of people on Instagram put it on and I was like, which one do you think's better out of the two? Everyone went with the DX version of it. Everyone, even all my friends did, my missus did, everyone said the DX version wins hands down. So I don't know what it is I'm seeing about this version figure. You can see his face is even a different shape, it's longer. I just think it's not as kind of big and puffy as the Hot Toys version of the figure. Take this figure away and you just have this figure, he's going to be absolutely incredible. But I just wonder if there's anyone else out there that's got the Sideshow Collectibles version that's sitting there thinking there is a big difference between these figures and their stature and the way they are. So anyway guys, there we go. There is a look at the two figures. I don't really want to go into much detail of the actual outfits and stuff because they are pretty similar, again, there. But yeah, just kind of the head sculpt was the main thing for me, because generally you don't really see much of a difference, and there is so much of a difference here, even down to the eyes. I feel there's personality and character behind these eyes. He looks evil, he looks hacked off. This face here doesn't look particularly hacked off. It's just a kind of deadpan face. If you switch it out, then yeah, this one here has definitely got a lot of character about it and kind of very Darth Maul-esque. But I just think between the two, I just think the head sculpt on this guy is better. The detail on this one, if you took the detail of this one and put it on that one, I think that would be perfect. And I think if you just literally leaned this guy down a bit, I don't know whether he's got the classic padding underneath here. You know, some of the Hot Toys they give them to pad them out, and I know collectors open all their clothes up and take all the padding out. I've seen it with the Captain America ones just to bring them down a bit more smaller in stature. Perhaps that's something that people have done or have done out there with it, or will do with this figure. But there we go guys, I thought I would literally put my feelings out there about it, because I do feel quite strongly about it. And it's a lot of money to spend on a figure, and you know, I mean, you want to be happy with it 100%. You know, so yeah, there you go guys. Comment in the box down below if you think I'm going crazy, or if you see where I'm coming from with it. So we're talking accessory wise for Darth Maul. So the DX figures do come with more accessories than the standard figures, so they really have gone to town with this and put in all of Darth Maul's little gizmos and gadgets that he has. So hands, there we go, there's quite a few hands there. You can see he's got the force push one there, there's a choke one, there's a kind of holding his lightsaber, just literally at rest, kind of grip, there's clenched fist. So there's really a lot of hands to choose from, which is really excellent. There's kind of grabbing him and grab someone on the throat or something. He's got here a couple of replacement gauntlets as well. It goes around just with his glove, so you've got one there. And you've also got the one that's got his little kind of device to call his probe droid, Sith probe droid on it as well, that he uses in Phantom Menace, so that's really excellent, and they put that in there. Then you've got a couple of extra pegs there for his hands, just in case you lose them, we want to change them up and put them in these hands. Then he's got the light up feature as well. So again guys, this looks like it's going to be quite painful to do, so I haven't done it just yet. But yeah, so this hand here, this arm sorry, and hand literally replaces his right arm on the figure. The lightsaber is actually attached to the hand as well. The batteries you get in the figure in the box, and you literally open up this little compartment here with the smallest screwdriver in the universe. Batteries go in there, and you detach his arm and this goes back into the socket. It is a long process. You probably will have to take his glove off and put all of his tunic up. I've had serious trouble before with this, trying to get especially Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi version, where literally it took me about 45 minutes to do, and then he broke the figure doing it. So be careful with that one, everybody. Then lightsaber blades. So you have got the two single lightsaber blades, 1 and 2 there, so you can do double blade lightsaber obviously. And then we've got, it's quite nice where you guys can see the kind of motion blur from the lightsabers. We've started seeing in a lot of the figures now. Rey had it, Kylo Ren, all this kind of stuff. there's 2 of them you get in the box, so you could do a double whammy motion blur with the lightsaber, which is really cool. And then you've got obviously another hand there, which you can interchange again with the light up feature, so the batteries go in there, so you do get enough batteries to power all of this stuff. And this one is excellent. It is where his lightsaber has been cut in half, and he's only got 1 blade there during the fight with Obi-Wan, so that's cool. Again, you can literally put that in there. You can't really see the crystal. I know I've got the Force Effects lightsabers, there's no crystal kind of ECs in there. It doesn't look much battle damaged in it. So I don't know whether his lightsaber could detach and you can have a single one in the lore, possibly. I know even when he's fighting Qui-Gon with 1 blade, he's got like his long lightsaber still, so I don't know, some questions about that. But again, that's the same thing, that literally replaces on his arm. Just got that. This kooky little device here is used to move his eyes in the figure's head, so I'll show you guys how to do that in a bit. Then he comes with his Sith binoculars, which is cool. Again, they're like a nice little kind of metal colour. There's bits of gold trim on it and wear as well, so there's a bit of dust and dirt in there. A couple of red buttons on it. There, the lens is really cool as well. It's kind of like it's got a bluey tint underneath it with a clear lens. So that's really nice. You get his old Sith binoculars. Then you get, put that back in the little box there. Obviously the double bladed lightsaber with the ability to put both ends of the swords, the sabers in. Blades themselves and the motion blur blades, and I believe you've got this little bit here as well. This is kind of like a little plug, so I think you just literally plug this into the double bladed lightsaber. I believe the double bladed lightsaber splits. Yes guys, after reviewing the manual here, you can literally split this double bladed lightsaber up. If you didn't want it the light up feature, you can literally unplug it here and then use this to plug it so it looks like a single bladed lightsaber, or it's been cut in half again if you wanted to display Darth Maul without the light up feature but only 1 lightsaber. Right, cool. Glad I cleared that one up there. So yeah, there's the accessories you get with him for that bit. You get wonderful Darth Maul cloak as well, as iconic cloak there. So he's got that massive hood, which is really excellent, and he's got his sleeves as well, so his hands come through in. He's got his great kind of drapey sleeves on his cloak, and then the great kind of design there, you know, the almost like kind of frayed like design going all the way across, right way around the back. It looks excellent. You really can't fault that. That's superb. It's got a little clip here in the middle as well, so you can clip it together, and then you guys can see inside. So my stitching I was a little bit worried about, because the stitching was kind of all over the place a little bit, and I thought it was going to catch on his hand, but it's as good as gold. It goes on really, really nicely. I'll take some pictures of that in a second. So that is excellent. It also comes with these Sith Pro droid as well. Now this is a really cool addition, this. So again, it's made from a really shiny, it's like plastic again, but it's really shiny kind of metal colour. It's like a dark kind of chrome aluminium colour. There's not really any weathering on it, so it looks kind of brand new. There's a little bit of kind of silver detail here as well. It's a bit scraped and scratched there. And then obviously the iris there as well is a really nice kind of metallic purple colour. Loads of detail on it as well, reminiscent of the Pro Droid that we saw originally with the New Hope Darth Vader. Really excellent. Again, loads of detail, the wires and everything coming out the back into there, and the head and little silver bits here, so that's really excellent. And then you get to the base to put it in. It's kind of clear rod, goes to the bottom of the base, and then it sits on top. Pro Droid, like that. If I move the camera up a little bit, like that. There we go. Move that off to the side, and then you get obviously this little antenna. Goes in the top of the figure, I believe. There we go. It's a bit kind of top heavy, so yeah, I think you have to push it in hard, but just be careful you don't snap the rod. But yeah, there we go. So there is his little Pro Droid. Okay, also Darth Maul comes with an absolutely freaking huge base, which is cool, so you can display him in loads of different poses. But this thing is massive. Really nicely finished on it as well. It's got a matte finish around the side here. Star Wars Darth Maul plaque at the front, and then you guys can see that it's really nicely mirrored. You guys see me in the camera. Yeah, so yeah, it's really nice and shiny, kind of the Naboo Palace. It looks like there's a bit of stonework here, which is kind of a bit more of a nice kind of feel to it, like some stone feel. And then obviously everything else is smooth, got this really shiny black glossy finish to the floor, and obviously this shiny silver on the floor as well. He's fighting in the Duel of Fates. And then, the same as you would with any Hot Toys, figure that they're doing these days with the kind of new stands that go with them. So again, it's just really kind of strong, almost like really iron cabled rod that is fully flexible. As you can see there around, so you can bend it right over, and again it's so sturdy that it is designed to hold like the heavy weight of the figures, I believe, on it. And then again, you get a little screwdriver, open these bits up, and this clamps to the top of the stand, and then this literally pops in, and you screw it in place either in the middle of the base here or at the back of the base if you want to put him there as well, like jumping in position, or here in the middle if you just want him standing, doing his standard poses. And lastly, let's have a look at this quick accessory here. So this is the special edition accessory, the collector's piece that makes this version of the figure different than all the others. So it is a hologram version of Darth Maul. There, so it's made of like a plastic, clear plastic, kind of reminiscent of like the kind of Phantom Menace back in the day, the 90s, like Kenner action figures they did. You could get like Darth Sidious like this, and they did a version of Darth Maul, I think, as well. It's got his arms crossed there, as you can see. It's got this really nice kind of feel to it as well, like it's almost like an actual hologram, you know, it's like digitally kind of coded across, as if it's just, you know, kind of like any minute it's just going to kind of flicker out. So again, that's a nice touch. I mean, anything free is good. It's not kind of a world beater, if I'm honest. I wouldn't literally go out and try and pay perhaps an extra £50-60 or whatever this is going to go for eventually when they've sold out everywhere for this. I don't think there's not really any. I mean, if it came with a little plate possibly that, like, you know, he could hold it, but then I don't even get why you get a Darth Maul version of this. I think I'd be a lot more excited if this was Sidious and you had like a little kind of comm that made him a little bit smaller, and you could even have Darth Maul kind of having a little Sith comm there and having Darth Sidious in his hand talking to him. But I just not excited about this at all. It's nice they go something exclusive. I would have preferred perhaps a third head sculpt or something like that. So there you go, everybody, there is my review of the DX16 Hot Toys Darth Maul figure. So I've got a couple of good points and bad points I've listed down. So the accessories are really great on the figure. The cloak with the hood is superb. Loads of stuff. The extra hands, the Sith probe droid, the light up features, everything is really great. The detail on the face is superb again. You know, the tattoos are really nailed spot on, and the paint apps are really good. The eyes being able to move is a great touch for it as well, and I've never experienced that until this figure, so that was a really nice surprise as well. The bits I'm not too sure about again is the extra item. As I just said, I don't really like the idea of just that little kind of plastic hologram thing that you get as the special edition item. The face shape sometimes I have problems with. Sometimes I see pictures like now and I think that looks great, but other times I think it's just a bit too bulky and puffy. The body size around his chest and his shoulders I've got a bit of a problem with. They just look too big. You know, I think Darth Maul's a lot more leaner. I think actor Ray Parker's a lot more leaner as well, and around the face. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. I do think I prefer the facial sculpt of the Sideshow one. If they took the detail of the Hot Toys one and the Sideshow face sculpt, I think it'd be superb. Also as well, the hood and the cape that you get with him as well, I found it really hard to put it over his head. It didn't really sit on his horns very well, and the head would keep on moving. You couldn't really move the wire in the hood to get a really decent kind of posing position with the cape, so I was really disappointed with that also. But other than that, guys, there is my review. Please put your comments down below what you think about the figure. He's hitting retail stores now, and you can get him online. He's quite a hefty price point. There is a super duper deluxe version which comes with his Sith speed as well, which I didn't pick up in the end. But yeah, there we go. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for sticking with me for so long. This is a long video, but this guy's got so much going on with him. I don't regret picking him up, and I'm sure all the Darth Maul fans out there will love him once they get hold of this figure. Until next time, guys, thanks very much for watching. MDW signing off.
Find MDW on Facebook and Instagram now at MDW_toys.